Okay, that's it, Anna. We're live. Good morning. Good afternoon just now for those who see 12 o'clock as the afternoon. Um, Welcome to Speaking Slots to Convert How to Turn 15 Minutes on Stage into a Pipeline. This is our, I don't know how many, umpteenth now, LinkedIn Live. And I'm very pleased to be joined by my colleague, Anna Monreal. Hi, Anna. How are you doing?
Hi, thank you for inviting me.
Anna is one of our account directors in the company and also runs the stream that looks after speaking slots, conference speaking slots for all of the clients. One of her responsibilities. Something we do at Valvera for all of our clients that want that lease, and that's almost all of them, is to help them secure editorial, i.e. not paid, speaking slots at leading industry conferences, whether it be World Travel Market, ITB, or some of the more specialist niche ones, Focusrite, and so on. And we wanted to talk about that today, so that people can get a better understanding of how that works. So Anna, you've been doing this for a while. Tell us, why is a speaking slot, 15 minutes, half hour, whatever it might be, why is that greater impact than a lot of other traditional marketing campaigns that might be sustained over a long period of time? What's the difference? Why should we be doing it?
When I'm talking with our clients in Belvera, and we were trying to convince or to educate them why they should speak in the main trade shows, events like World Travel Market, ITV. I think that is like what they have to think about is that the press release is now dead, and when you have to invest in a marketing campaign, you are investing a lot of money, and then if you want to target your audience and you want to directly communicate with them in a more personal way, I think that the speaking opportunities is the perfect scenario, because maybe in a marketing campaign you spend a lot of money and budgets, and maybe the targets that you are willing to arrive at are not there. And in a travel show, you make sure that your audience is there, because it's where the B2B, the travel audience is there. So I think it's the perfect scenario to communicate and to put face what is the on the company, to put a clear face on what the people behind the company. So I think it's a perfect opportunity to present yourself in the industry.
It's certainly sort of unique and different, isn't it? And you can reach many people all at once.
Yeah,
And
many
the
people want,
chance,
because, for
yeah,
example,
chance to show.
in these shows, you have thousands of meetings in your agenda. But why not putting all them together in one place, in one scenario, and talking to them, reaching more people than all the meetings that you are putting in your agenda, for example.
For sure, for sure. No, so definitely very, very unique opportunity. So tell us, if you are an individual or a company thinking of doing this, there are thousands of events out there, just in the travel industry, happening all the time, and within the travel tech space, lots. How do you go about, filtering those down to the ones that are relevant for you, and that the travel and the effort to do it, makes it worthwhile? What's the process?
Yeah, for sure there are a lot of events. I mean, we have the trade shows like World Travel Market, ITB, that are ATM now, that probably it will happen in Dubai, but also we have like more high level events like Focusrite, that it will happen now in Barcelona in June. So what you will have to think about before preparing your speaker's log, or before thinking about attending one of these events, is to think about where is your audience. I mean, where do you find your audience? And then the type of topic you want to present. For example, if it's more a high level topic and more like for a very more accurate audience, key opinion leaders of the industry, maybe you want to attend more in a Focusrite event or a skiff event that are more C level. But if you want to target more like more a wider audience in maybe World Travel Market or ITV is your scenario. So you think about which target you want to communicate, but also what you want to communicate, the topic. And then I think once you have clear in mind all these goals, then you can plan and set a strategy for speaking opportunities and to select the type of events that you want to attend. I think this is key.
So like many things in life, there's no shortcuts. You've got to do your research. You've got to work it
Yeah,
out. I think
and
to some extent, for our experience, is just you've got to go along and try these things, isn't it? We speak with a lot of clients who say, "I'm not sure," and we say, "Just go along, let us know." But there's no sort of substitute for that sometimes.
yeah, and also I think it's good to know. I mean, also that from the markets. I mean, depending on the markets that you want to influence, for example, ITM, it's more focused on the Middle East area. But for example, ITB, it's more a worldwide scenario. I think that apart from that, I think that speaking opportunities brings you the opportunity to maximize your participation on the events, because a lot of clients. Come to us, and Roman, that they are attending World Travel Market and ITV, and they didn't even think about speaking in this scenario. So why not maximizing your exposure in these events? So I think
That's a good point. That is
yeah,
a good point. Yeah, I see that resistance often. People say, "Oh, I don't know if it's worth it." So, but you're there. Just it's half an hour at your time. Sorry, Anne, I can't resist. We've got to do a selfie. Come on, give us a selfie. There we go. Okay, so now some speaking slots in events are paid, and some are organic. Obviously, you as the audience member don't always know that, or it's not always explicit. But how does that work? And what would you recommend if someone gets offered a paid opportunity? Should they consider it? Should you only go for the non-paid ones? How many are there? That kind of thing.
Yeah, now more and more, speaking with all the event representatives, we are seeing now that it's increasing the combination of organic and paid opportunities. But for me, paid opportunities shouldn't be a stopper to deciding on speaking on this type of event, because as we said before, sometimes it can be more profitable to speak in an event and reaching the right audience at the right moment, communicating and targeting like 200 people at the same time. So, and it's better to invest your money here than maybe in a marketing campaign or an ad in a magazine. So I think that what you think about and it comes also when you're thinking about your marketing budget, what you think about is the return of your investment that you will get. For sometimes investing in speaking in a skip forum or in a Focusrite, it can return in a for example in a funding run for your company. So I think that you have to think about what is your company, and the goals that the business goal that your company are looking for, and then to think about the topics also that you can offer, because paying for a session and then you have nothing to communicate to your audience, for me it's not then a good investment. So if you have clear all the goals and objectives that you want and benefits that you can have, I think that the combination of organic slots versus paid slots, I think it could be a good combination of when you are planning your speaking opportunities strategy.
Okay, so you don't rule out the paid opportunities, which is I think I'd certainly agree with. The only caveat I would say is probably don't pay for the slots where you do a product presentation or something like that.
Exactly.
The sales pitches. I think everyone who pays for those ends up getting disappointed by those because they say there's no one in the room, or no one was paying any attention, or what have you.
Yeah.
And that's because no one wants to hear your sales pitch. So I think that's.
And you're right, Roman, because I'm sorry for interrupt you, because when, for example, there are some companies that they want to do a pitch about a new product, and they want to do it organically. And of course, when we are reaching, the speaker conference organizers, of course, they reject this type of topics because they are not appealing for companies. So there are some companies that then they said, okay, let's pay a session and let's present the product. So what's happened, what you said, that then nobody's attending the audience. And it's not because the point is not paying or not paying, is to select the right topics. So sometimes it's not that because I pay, I will have people attending, is to think about why I'm paying, because I know that the return of the investment will be good.
Yeah, I mean, I think you'd have to pay people a lot of money for people to listen to your product pitch. It's just not worth it. Okay, so you're doing a talk. How do you get the most out of it in other respects, in terms of making sure that's some sort of content that then you can give to journalists or other influencers? What's that kind of like headline effect? What should people be thinking?
Okay, I think that when you're talking in your audience, you have to think that people attending, I mean, it can attend a lot of different audience, and not only key opinion leaders or of top leaders of the industry, but also to think about that media is attending, I mean, key journalists are attending, maybe influencers of the industry are attending. So when you're preparing your speaking and speaking opportunities, you think about to think. Thinking of speaking as if you were talking with a journalist, thinking about to give some headlines to the audience in order that journalists or influencers can pick these headlines and convert in top tier one articles that can also spread the message wider from the audience that is attending on the room. So I think that is key to prepare key messages when and thinking that can be possibly taken for journalists and social media too.
So you should think about this as more than just the speaking slot. It's multi content approach.
Of course.
And I don't know if we're going to go into it here, but I mean something people should think about that we often do is making videos of these things, so that you can then share that on your social media and doing what I did just now, which is sharing this on my Instagram. Spokesperson. So this is something we hear a lot, isn't it? We like the idea of doing that, but who should we put forwards? Not everybody's appropriate for doing this type of thing, and a lot of people don't like doing it. I myself couldn't care less, but I see a lot of people just like, no way, I couldn't do that. As if you're like asking them to climb into a room with live wild animals or something. How do you pick the right person?
Okay, there are a lot of things that you think about. First of all, you have to be a good communicator. I mean, if you don't, you are not a good storyteller. I think that you have a lot of chances to fail when you are speaking in public. Because the reason that I told you before, that you have to think that your audience are attending journalists and influencers of the industry. Second, I think it's very important to think about the impact of your role. For example, when we are attending in a high-level panel in the many scenario, it should be people like CEO level or C level, because I mean it's main stage, so it goes with the role that you have to be spokesperson. And then what I found that in a lot of events, that salespeople that are good communicators, what they are looking in these events is what I told you before: C-level or CEO level spokesperson, because they don't like salespeople or product people that are not like they are not like targeting what they are looking for, no, like more thoughtful speaking opportunity sessions. So I think that you have to think about the role and the impact that has publicly, but also how you communicate if you are a good storyteller. But okay, for the second thing, I mean, if you are not used to talk about in public, it's something that it could be trained, and we did in the past also with some of our clients, that we trained clients for speaking in public, not only in events but also with media. So it's something that I think that it should be trained, and people should be worried and don't have to be feared to speak in public, because it's something that you could learn, and it could be trained.
Yeah, I agree. I think most people can be trained for it. And I think in particular, if someone's a subject matter expert, I think then that's when then really everyone should be able to do that, regardless of whether or not they're a good storyteller. If you're an expert in something, you should be able to, someone should be able to wake you up in the middle of the night and say, in 5 minutes we're live, and you should just be able to go. And the reason I say that, someone say, well, if someone asks you to come into an important client meeting to pitch or to resolve some client issue, you don't need 3 hours of preparation, do you? Or special training. You just go and they ask you questions, you answer because you're the expert, and that's all you're going to be doing. It's all you're going to be doing on stage. But you do need to make sure you find that right person. Sort of similar topic to that. Often people then say you have objections, and they say, there's a bit sensitive topics right now. Company's in the middle of a merger and we don't want to talk about that, or we list on the stock exchange and we can't answer questions about finances. We've seen a lot of objections, haven't we? How do you handle those? Because the companies that do this well, they don't seem to have that problem, do they?
Okay, we are the experts, so we are here to assess and accompany our clients on this. But I mean, for me, what is key, and it's not only in events, also when you are approaching media, for example, is preparation. I mean, if you have prepared a Q&A of the possible risk, the possible questions, you can, and then you have to be prepared carefully all the possible answers to these risky questions. And apart from that, one of the our jobs, and that implies when we are accompanying our clients in speaking opportunities, is to make sure, and we agree beforehand, more or less the topics that we will talk in the scenario. So with the moderator, you talk about you have a briefing session before the panel, so you can agree about the topics, about the sensitive topics that you are not feeling comfortable to face during the scenario. So I think that the risks are minimum in this type of scenarios to have these risky questions in life.
Yeah, it can all be handled, can't it? I think it's about someone needing to know what the sort of boundaries are. Knowing when it is they can say that's a question for another colleague, or we're not here today to talk about
Exactly.
that. But it can be done, and it's very rare that people get themselves in trouble in the way they think they are. Going back to sort of the video point we made earlier, why is it that that these slots are about more than just who's in the room? What's the LinkedIn value you can get about it? What's the video content you can get about it? Too often we hear people saying, "Oh, but there were only 20 people in the room," as if 20 leaders from your space don't matter. But what's your response to that?
What I said, if it's even 20 people in the room, it's worth it, because it's not about only the people that are in the room. Is during in the room, for example, is the people that are recording videos and they are sharing in social media. But before the speaking slot is also an opportunity to create and raise awareness in your LinkedIn audiences, announcing that you will be speaking in this event, and announcing in your LinkedIn. But also after the event, you can also share video, your thoughts about your session. So it's not only what is happening in the room, it's what is happening prior, during, and after the room. I think is the magic of the speaking opportunities, that is not only the people that you are talking face to face, it's what is happening also in social media, and not only in social media, because even in the room, between these 20 persons, maybe there is one key journalist that is attending the session and then is publishing an article in their magazine. So I think it's a good opportunity to participate. And as you said, it's only 15 minutes, 20 minutes of your time, and you are 3 days in this type of in these events. So I think it's not a lot of investment of your time.
I mean, I couldn't agree more. I think it's, you get to speak to multiple people all at once. If you imagine there's 5 valuable people in the room, if you were to be offered the chance to do 5 back-to-back meetings with them, you'd accept that, wouldn't
Exactly.
you? But it's way more than. I completely agree with you. It's way more than just what's in the room. And I often say to people, it's about 20% what's in the room, and the rest of it is the other bits. Another point as well to consider as well is that the events themselves, they promote these things via their LinkedIn, via their direct marketing channels. And so anyone who's read about what the panels are will have seen your name and your company mentioned. So there's and the association with the topic you want to be associated with. Just conscious of time, because these things are meant to be 15 minutes. So wrapping up, why this is something that people could do for themselves, isn't it? They can approach WTM, they can approach ITB if they work out how to do it. Why do you need a PR agency to help you with this?
Okay, I think the PR agency is key, because not only the PR agency knows the right people that they have to contact in order to make this coordination and to present the proposal, but also the PR agency has the ability to know which topics are willing to be more pitch. I mean, the topics that are interesting for events organizers, but also we have the opportunity that we are managing different panels with different clients. So we have the opportunity to offer a lot of slots with different with our clients. So it's not only that we are pitching client by client alone, but we have the ability of managing a lot of scenarios and a lot of opportunities to offer to our clients. So I think it's about having the right contacts and persons that we have, but also have the knowledge of the topics that are interesting for the persons organizing the panels in these events, but also we have the capability to manage different time slots at the same time at different momentum. So I think it gives us a lot of flexibility to our clients to manage and offers a lot of opportunities for them.
A lot of synergies there, and knowledge, and obviously people got to weigh up, the benefits. Have they got the time and the resources to do that themselves? Anna, thank you very much for sharing all your knowledge and experience. You do a fantastic job for all of our clients. I'm sure everyone would agree, but I would personally like to thank you for doing that for them in helping. Well, you're welcome, and in helping us achieve maximum impact for clients at trade shows. Last year at WTM, I think we had around 20 different clients appearing on stage. I think that was a record for us. And all credit to you for driving that process and for working with the clients to make sure that they were talking around topics that really the conference organisers want. That's the real trick, and that's what you're fantastic at doing. So thank you very much on behalf of all the team and the clients. Thanks for watching this far, guys. Tune in for our next one in a few weeks' time. We're going to keep rolling with these, and we're looking for ideas for topics and people to interview. So if you'd like to collab with us, please get in touch. Have a great day wherever you are. Bye-bye.
Bye.